Game begin.
Let's move on with the seventh pitch because, Chad, we still have two more games to look at, and let's wrap this up and let's come to the next game, which is From Space by Triangle Studios. And From Space is a multiplayer action RPG for squad up to 4 players, and that plays like Helldives. I feel like my audio is a little bit broken, I'm so sorry, meets zombies and They Ate My Neighbors. So I'd say let's watch the pitch and see some zombies eating neighbors. I think that says it all. Let's roll it. Hello, glad that you made it, Remco. Awesome trailer.
There we go.
I do really love the color concept. Glad to have you here with us. So
Thanks for having me. Also, I wanted to start big shout out to you guys at the organization for dealing with your internet issues and being flexible about it. Happy to be joined by so many people over Twitch. Yeah, so actually I decided last minute to ditch my slides. I've seen so many good feedback come in from the jury, so I'd like to spend as much time as possible talking to you guys. But I'll do a quick introduction. From Space is a co-op multiplayer game for squads of up to 4 players that plays like Helldivers meets Zombies Ate My Neighbors, 2 of my favorite games. It's about scary, quirky-looking, but very fun aliens who have invaded the Earth in search for energy crystals. And for From Space, we're super proud of our beautifully stylized visuals, our cooperative and online multiplayer, but also our multi-platform approach. The game is currently being developed for Steam as well as Google Stadia, and we expect to be able to add consoles to that list very soon. But most importantly, we're proud that From Space is an experience that can be enjoyed by people of all ages and both skilled and new. At the development team, there's a lot of people with young families, so creating games that we can play with our friends as well as with our kids are very important to us. And we think From Space is just such a game. We are pitching today because we're looking for a partner to help us make the game a success around the world, which means mostly focusing on exposure, marketing, sales activities, all that good stuff. We plan to release in early access in Q1 of 2022. But if you want to check out the game, you can head over to Steam or Google Stadia and play the demo right now, which is a multiplayer demo. If you like what you're seeing, we'd love it if you'd add us to your wish list. So thanks for that. And actually, I'd like to spend all of my remaining time talking to the jury and hearing about your feedback and questions.
all right, then we headed over directly to the jury. I think you saw the trailer. You also heard a couple of other insightful things. So let's hear it.
Yeah, I think that the game looks super polished. I think you have compelling multiplayer. What do you think is going to help From Space stand out when compared to other multiplayer games that are going to be fitting in that same space, especially as they're becoming so popular right now with the pandemic?
Yeah, so one thing that is where we really differ, I think, from other multiplayer games is that the way you build your character and the way you build your team is really unique with depending on which people you play with. So we don't necessarily have like a class structure, but throughout the entire game world you can find perks that you can equip in order to really change the way your character behaves. And depending on who you play with, like if you have friends that are like all equipped with shotguns or rocket launchers and just want to jump in and shoot all the aliens, you can build a team that is specifically designed to do that. But if you want to remain a little bit more distant, or maybe use more traps to kill the aliens, you can have a very different approach. And actually, midway through the game, you can decide you want to change it up. You can re-equip your character with the new perks that you've found, and have a completely different experience for the rest of the game.
So I have a question about choosing Stadia as a platform. Can you explain what made you go in that direction?
Yeah, so part of it was actually the game has been in development for 2 years now, and actually in one of the final events that I was able to attend in PAX East in Boston, right before the COVID shutdowns, we were meeting with Google. They really liked the direction that we had for our prototype, and they actually offered us to onboard us to the Stadia platform as part of their Stadia Makers program. So in a way, they really helped us get the game to where it is today. We see it as like a big thumbs up for a platform holder to support from space. And actually, they're encouraging us to go out and find partners to help us bring the game to other platforms as well.
So to add to that, what would be your next platform to go to?
So our focus for early access is going to be with Steam and Stadia. As a developer, we have a lot of experience with console platforms as well. So Nintendo Switch is definitely in our future. But as our next-gen console platforms, so PlayStation and Xbox, and to be honest, we're also exploring opportunities for mobile. Like we have a multi-platform approach as a studio, and nowadays, as an independent developer, you really cannot discredit any of the opportunities to make your game the biggest it can be. Now, of course, we will look for opportunities and find the right time to move into each new platform. This is why we're starting with just 2. But basically, we have that flexibility to move the game to different platforms.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, did you have another question, Natasha, or another comment?
No, I was just thanking.
Okay. I'm sorry that I didn't want to interrupt, but I also wanted to mention that we had some comments from the chat, and they were also saying that the VFX are beautiful and that it looks amazing, and let's look at the explosions, and it looks nice. And I felt like you should know that too if you haven't read it.
Very cool. Yeah, happy to hear.
Good
Cool.
explosions always kill.
They do.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always about the good explosions.
Okay, so if there are no more comments or questions from the jury, then I think it's all said and done, and we can move on. Wish you good luck, and see you later then again.
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
You too.